So welcome back to part 2 where I am decorating these tags. So here we go. So I've sorted through, so I've got some bigger panels here which I thought would look good. I picked out some little ones that I can sort of play with, and some little sort of strips and things with words on that I might use. And I wanted to remind everybody about the packaging that things come in. These are nice little strips, and I've cut a few, and they would go nicely, I think, on the front of a card as well. And I don't mind the fact that that's a little bit, you know, got the, you know, it's taken from a decoupage sheet, except it's a printed version of it and it's still got writing on it, but I thought that's quite nice. And I don't mind about the white bit on the end because I'm going to distress these. So I'm going to decide which ones I use first and then sort of distress them. So on these sort of longer ones, I think I might cover up that bit there where the writing's going in the sort of wrong direction. So I do that. Have those sort of long strips. I think that's quite nice, and stick that over that bit, create like that, and there might be something on here that could go on top with that yellow. Got a yellow background but not yellow flowers, and then I can use, got lots of bits of book pages, maps, etc. that I could use. Now that's obviously had things that I've punched, so I can just rip that down and use that sort of centre strip. Quite like the look of that. And we can have that going on there. Underneath it, got a little bit of a plant going on there. It looks like a leek, and that could be sort of underneath it. Get rid of these bits now, and then we've got a bit there that might just be perfect for layering under there. Got some doilies as well, and some of this. I might rip down. I could put that underneath as well. So, yep, might like that. Might get a bit of sort of a nice sort of pinky looking bit of the map. Might go nicely. I'll rip the other way. I just love playing. Such fun. That's covered up most of it. I don't want to cover up most of it. Bit of that, and then might just cut one of them up. on the top. So we've still got bits of the flower. Yep, so we might leave that like that. And then let's start looking at some of these bigger ones. So I think that is basically what I'm going to do with the tags. So they need certain bits of it need distressing and then sticking down. So I shall get on and do that. So I'm going to decorate one of the tags so you can see what I'm doing, and then I'll speed the others up because they're all pretty much the same really. So I'm going to take some soft suede and I'm going to take this spun. I find it easier to do the edges with this because you've got a little bit more force with it. I just think it goes on a bit quicker. So I want the edges dark, so I'm going round all the edges with this, and I'm going to do all of them. So I'm doing the same thing round all of them, and this is the sort of thing I'd probably do in front of the telly, and I'm watching a lot of telly right now. Not a lot else to do in the evening. Ed's working during the day, and so we kind of relax together in the evening, watching different series on Netflix, and we've got the Disney Plus, so we're watching the Mandalorian, and I absolutely love Baby Yoda. He's so cute. So cute. Yeah, and we're watching other series. People keep recommending series, so we're watching a lot of that. Doing workouts. Ed's going out. He's going out for runs and bike rides, but I'm not leaving the house, so I've got a little trumpet, so I've been jumping up and down on that in the backyard, or just working out to different videos in front of the telly, being as I can't go out. My average steps have gone way down, as you can imagine. So it's a bit harder to do the doily because it's quite thin. And then I just take my blending brush and just go over the edges with this, just to age it a bit more. Do it on both sides. We're going to do the journaling side afterwards. Just get all the fronts decorated. I'm going to add a little bit of aging to this vintage hymnal as well. And obviously these new little labels need aging. And then we'll just chuck a little bit of extra over these bits as well. And then I like to come in with my stamps. I like to put a bit of script across the images. I might put a little bit on the doily as well. And I'm kind of liking this thing here that gives the impression of sort of coffee staining. So I'll add a few little dots around there. Might even put a few on there, and I'll put some around the edges of this image as well. I'm glad I discovered this this sort of effect with this. I do quite like it. So then it's just a matter of sticking them all together. So I'll put my inks away, and I'm just using my Stampin' Up! Tombow glue, which I really like. You have two sides to this. You have a broad side and a more precision side. So this, you can squeeze a bit on, and then you can just spread it with the spreader. You can go right up to the edges. Which is quite good, and then you know you've got all the edges stuck down. But I like to use the more precise side for doilies because you've got little bits you want to go around. Of course the glue's all up the other end, so it allows me to go on some of these smaller edges, and I'll just go around the outside with this. I've just stocked up on some Tombow because whilst we know we're getting deliveries, I need to get as much as I can. I was crafting over Zoom with my sisters and my niece on Sunday, and she was like, "Oh no, disaster, I've run out of glue," which it's like, well, that's just a nightmare. I said, you can get some in Tesco's, I know. Supermarkets sometimes have them. So she did message and say she'd managed to get some. Otherwise I was going to have to post some down. Can't have her not being able to glue. Now I should have really had that music paper a little bit more on that side, but I think it's okay. Right, and then stick this little cluster, which I might stick at the bottom. I'm trying to decide. Oh, that was a big blob coming out there. That won't be coming off, will it? So put that down there to balance out that bit of music at the top. Yeah, otherwise it'll cover the flower, won't it? And that's it. That's the label. So I'll go and decorate the others in exactly the same way. I might speed it up and let you watch it in time lapse. Okay. So that's all the tags done, and so we just need to make the sort of spots on the back for journaling on. So I've got several things that I can use to do that. So I've these sort of grid paper that I coffee dyed. I did coffee dye some ordinary lined paper, and that's what I've used on these, but I seem to have used it all. So the other thing is this stamp here that stamps quite well. So I've got some coffee dyed, just ordinary copy paper here that I've dyed and baked in the oven. So I can just stamp on that. So I'm going to ink it up using soft suede again. Now I often do this where I lay it on top, but I am just going to put it down. And I shall do a couple of these. Quite like how that's worked out. And I might get a big one and a little one out of these, because I'll sort of rip it down next to it. And then I might go around the edges. Just make the one sheet, Jess. And then I just do that down the edge. Oh, broke my nail. Great. To be good now, I just decide to start having nice nails, and then we go on lockdown and I can't get them sorted. So I'll be going back to horrible nails again until we're allowed out. There. So quite a lot of scope there. So I shall get these ripped off. So we'll rip that section. So they will fit nicely on something. quite like it with the margin. I might just take that edge off a bit. Fits nicely there. Take a bit off that. And then we'll take a bit off that side. I really need to properly hunt for my ripping edged scissor ruler. There, so that's one. Where's the other thin one? So I might take that edge off there. Take that margin down. And a bit more. There we go, that's quite cool. Right, so let's take these off. So yeah, so if I go more or less down the middle, that off a tad. Perfect for that one. And we'll do another one like that. So we'll take that, some of that margin off. And we'll go, yeah, we'll go down there. And then I'll use the grid sheets for the others, and then I've got two thin ones for a future project. So we'll take that off about there, take a bit off the other end so it's roughed, and then off each of these ends. A bit like old Project Life cards, they were always gridded. And then that'll go nicely on there. And then one more. So we'll keep that for the size. I might just take that off there, and then I can use that for a small tag. Oh! Didn't really want to do that. Doesn't matter. I don't mind the rip actually. I might even ink it to emphasise it. But I will be careful taking this side off. So that's them all. So got some for another project. Some old tags. Move them out the way. Bin these. Don't need these anyway, although that's quite a nice bit. I might actually use these bits. God, I'm terrible. I can't throw nothing out. Just can't throw nothing out. Anyway, I'll throw those bits out. Oh, this is getting sticky. I need to give it a clean. Right, so we'll get our soft suede back in. just quickly go around all these edges. And I'm probably not going to do any more because they've been coffee stained, so I don't think it needs anything more done to these. I'll just stick them on as it is. I did add a little bit of embellishment to it, so I might do a little bit of stamping something on that. Yeah. So yeah, I could stamp a bit of the leaves coming down just to add a little bit of something to it, and maybe do a journaling prompt for it. I do like to have the odd little bit of a prompt, you know, like memories, remember when, that sort of thing. Something to go with the picture, the tickets, whatever it is that I'm going to journal about. Thought I might do a little bit of journaling about COVID-19 and social isolation and not getting out, not getting me vitamin D. I was talking to a friend of mine, it was like, got lots and lots of sun in my bedroom window, but I don't think I can get vitamin D through the window. I don't have a garden. I have a really sheltered backyard where we don't actually get any sun in, but I can get some air. I could sit on my front doorstep and get a bit of sun. But I'm not going out. Last time I went out was a couple of weeks ago, and there were too many idiots around not doing the 2 meters, and I can't afford to not do the 2 meters, so safer to stay at home. Right, so I was going to do some stamping on that. I found an old Project Life stamp set, which has got some nice sayings in. Which I don't even think I've stamped, and it's got emojis, which I thought quite cool. Maybe not for a vintage project, but quite good for if I was doing a more modern one. So I've got a remember there. Actually, I can put that one on. Put the remember on that, and then that one on there. Got all smiles. So perfect. The story. Yeah, I'm going to do the story, I think. Right, so let's have remember up there. Like that, remember. Love this moment. Where's my other stamps? Did I bring them? Yes. And then I've got these stamps. So we've got memories. Got another remember. Happy days. I quite often say happy days. Is that remember too big? No, it's not. Right, so we'll do those. So take some of them stamps off. Take that off. Do a memories. And I won't start singing cats. There we go. And then happy days. And I'll give all them stamps a good wash when I've finished. And I might get the leaf and a bit of mossy meadow and do a bit of sort of decoration on some of these. Bits of leaves coming down there. I think these are a bit too little for that. I might put some postmark on it. Do a bit of crumb cake and just put a postmark on these smaller ones. The one that goes, oops, stick it on the right way. And that should be fine. And we'll get them stuck on. And I might decide when I'm doing the journal that I want to stick a few other bits on it, like I have with the other ones. I stuck different things on them, and I might do that so it kind of goes with the story I'm telling, but at the moment I don't know what's going to go in them, so I'm not going to do that. So we'll just stick these down, and that's the tags done. So that's, we get 6 tags from a piece of A4 and bits of stash, and they're ready to go through the journal in different pockets that I've made. And I think they're make nice little journaling cards for writing things on. And again, I won't put anything around them. Again, it kind of depends what's going on the page as to what I want to loop through the tags. Because because it depends on the colour that's going on the page as to what I might put through it. But I think they've turned out quite well. I say, instead of stamping lines, you could use ordinary lined paper and just coffee dye it. That's what I did before, and that worked really well as well. That's that one. Oh, proper need to de-glue this, de-stick it. So there we have our 6 tags all completed. So here's the finished tags, and as usual, all details will be on my blog, nigezza.co.uk. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and check out the playlist for all my other junk journal videos.